Fortnite Season 3 is right around the corner, and with new seasons comes a ton of new content. So we partnered up with some Fortnite leakers to uncover everything that's been leaked these last couple of months. Remember me talking about a literal tornado grenade coming soon, or the infected zombies mode? That's barely anything compared to these 15 leaked Fortnite updates. And all I ask for making these videos is if you guys could help us reach our goal of 4 million subscribers by clicking that red button. Come be a part of our family. But hey, let's jump to number 15, swimming. During the Travis Scott event, we were treated to an awesome underwater scene where there was a huge Astro Jack that was drowning and we got to swim around. It was this part which gave us a real taste for what it would be like to swim completely under the surface inside of Fortnite. And what was super interesting about this is that a new file was added into the game for this event. It was an animation for, well, obviously swimming underwater. This animation was not only used in the Travis Scott event, but it'll be used to actually swim around on the flooded Season 3 island that releases in early June. Based on the leaked posters, it seems we'll be getting floating POIs, underwater areas, and sharks, so the swimming animation will 100% be used next season. Number 14, the Unreleased RPG. There is an unreleased RPG that's coming to Fortnite in the coming weeks, and thankfully, it's not the quad launcher again. Codenamed the Misty Bop, this RPG will apparently be able to lock onto vehicles such as the helicopter and maybe even boats or the upcoming rideable sharks. The leaked achievement for this RPG is destroy a choppa with a missile battery, so we could either assume that this RPG is actually called the Missile Battery or that's what it shoots. If you remember the Stinger or the Javelin from Call of Duty, my money's on it being something like that. It's even possible that this isn't an RPG that we could walk around with, but instead it could be like a surface-to-air missile launcher in places that you could find around the map. Might explain the whole lock-on to choppa leaks, but here's the sounds for the weapon. Number 13, security plans and disguise kits. A leaked image of an upcoming item called Security Plans has been floating around for a while, and it's a picture of a hard drive. It's a legendary item, and the codename in the files is Ammo, and while we haven't seen this in game yet, it's possible we might not even see it at all. Around the same time Season 2 first came out, challenges were leaked for all the Battle Pass skins, which were actually just placeholders. While some never got added to the game, you might recognize the Brutus challenges. Once you get the choice between Ghost and Shadow Brutus, you will get challenges which involve stealing these security plans from the outposts like the rig and delivering them through metal mailboxes to either Ghost or Shadow. Although, you never actually got a physical item like this. Maybe we'll see more similar challenges in the future that actually use a security plans item. Who knows? But that's not all, as a leaked item from around the same time is still receiving updates in the files, and it looks really interesting. This is some kind of phone which is titled Disguise. We could only assume that this would be something that allowed you to switch back and forth between like henchman disguises, or maybe it would be like the spy in Team Fortress 2 where you could disguise as the enemy team in spy games. Whether we'll actually see either of these is another question in itself. Maybe they've been scrapped, or maybe we'll actually be able to use them as spy tech in the future. It seems pretty likely that we will, but I'll definitely be keeping my eye out for any of these items throughout the season. Moving on to number 12, vending machines are returning to Fortnite, at least we think they are. From some leaks and hints from the game itself, it seems that we might get these fan favorite machines in our hands once again. A visual glitch that's been happening for a few months now actually showing vending machines at a distance, and then when you get close to them, poof, they just disappear. They also seem to be reducing RNG in the loot around the island, so it might make sense for them to drop vending machines back into the game around this time. I mean, think about it, they could also have some spy tech weapons in the machines this time around to really spice up the meta. Number 11, the chug stand. Something called a chug stand has been found in the files along with a bunch of other unreleased items, and we could only really imagine what this could be. Players have speculated that it could be a Fortnite version of a lemonade stand where you could visit it, exchange your materials for guns or healing items. Maybe it'll even allow you to swap minis for full pots. When and if the chug stand releases, it might even introduce the return of chug splashes or chug jugs. Slurp juices might also be added, but it all depends on what Epic wants to do. But if you want my opinion, chug splashes would be sweet. Number 10, the clone machine. Another item which was revealed in the list of leaked unreleased features is something called a clone machine, and it's even more vague than the last one. It's kinda hard to know for sure what exactly this clone machine will do, but that doesn't stop us from using our imagination. It's possible that you might be able to put a weapon in this machine and clone it for materials maybe? It could also be super useful if you wanted like an extra launch pad or some more healing items and stuff like that. For all we know, this clone machine might be something that's similar to the bot grenade in Battle Labs, or like the decoy grenade with clones that actually shoot enemies. Only time will tell, but there's an even more interesting item that we need to cover, and that's the number 9 tornado grenade. Now this sounds interesting, a tornado grenade. I'm not gonna lie, I'm actually really excited for what this could be when it eventually comes out. Like, we really don't know too much about this thing. We're assuming it's a grenade that you could throw at a specific area, it summons a tornado, and well, it kinda just rips everything around it. Kinda like a fancy version of the bottle rockets, yeah, remember those things, but in grenade form. It might even pick up enemy players and throw them in a random direction on the map. Think about it, with the incredible new physics engine, a lot is now possible that wasn't before. It could even be like an underwater tornado in Season 3. Either way, it also kind of pairs with the whole Midas and Hurricane skin in his office, so hopefully this thing is coming soon. Coming in at number 8, a potential new trap is going to be added to the game, as a cage trap was found in Fortnite's files. Every trap out there was vaulted when Chapter 2 was released, so it makes sense that they would want to slowly reintroduce us to traps. It also makes this leak even more likely to be added in the future, as Epic working on traps after vaulting them confirms that it's a brand new item coming and not some old scrapped one. We don't exactly know why this was added into the files. It could even be a code name for something else, but it always has a chance of appearing in game. Even if it doesn't, we should expect new traps soon regardless, even if it's not this exact one. So what could a cage trap do exactly? I mean, it might be that it just throws a cage on an enemy player in its proximity and traps them for a short amount of time so you can come hunt them down. Or maybe following Season 3's theme of it being underwater, it's like a fishing net that stuns players. Number 7, the Hoverboard. Hoverboards were added to save the world over 2 years ago, and when people saw the trailer, they instantly assumed they'd make their way to Battle Royale. Fortnite went quiet on the matter, and they never ended up making the addition. However, we did get the driftboards to VR, which happened to be a total upgrade. Now, as you guys already know, driftboards went on to be vaulted, sparking a ton of rumors that hoverboards would be coming to the game. Of course, flash forward to Chapter 2, and they still aren't here, but with the leaked water theme for Season 3 and the fact that this vehicle literally has its own trailer, maybe we'll see it make a splash. Get it? Splash? Really? Crickets? Was that necessary? Number 6, the Radioactive Smoke Grenade. Okay, so a leak from the end of 2019 still has us on the edge of our seats, because this one even had an image with it. This is the Radioactive Smoke Grenade, which from its name alone sounds pretty chaotic. As we all know, radiation does a lot of damage to living things, so this would probably be some sort of smoke grenade with radioactive gas. It sounds cool because we would have been able to use it to counter like turtling, bush campers, even zone players out of buildings entirely. But just like Epic always does, unfortunately, it never arrived in the game. But it is actually still in the files, meaning Epic could choose to add this thing literally whenever they want. So for all we know, we could wake up next week and have this in game, or it could just never release at all. In a video a couple months ago, I talked about how they could have reworked it to be like the stink bomb, but since that was already added, it's kinda up in the air. Number 5, the itemized upgrade station. In the list of upcoming items in the files, we were also treated to something called an itemized upgrade station, and it seems like it'll just be like an upgraded version of the upgrade bench. How ironic. I mean, basically we assume you would just approach it like a regular upgrade bench, but this one will actually let you upgrade more than just a handful of weapons. I would really like it if you could upgrade things like minis to big pots, or big pots to chug jugs, or turn items like grenades into proximity mines, other explosives, that kind of thing. Would also really be cool if you're able to upgrade RPGs and snipers, but I guess we'll see in Season 3. Number 4, the Infected Zombies game mode. Boys, I got some bad news. Unfortunately, this next leak was completely removed from the files in the last patch, but it seemed like a ton of things were added to it. It's way too much for it to be like a canceled idea. I know, I am talking about the leaked Infected LTM. This thing had all kinds of features like a foggy map, zombies, double pickaxe damage, double jumps, and a whole lot more. All of that for a scrapped update? Nah, I don't think so. It's likely this will be re-added with less placeholders and more complete features in Season 3, and it will be included as either a regular LTM or one of those creative-based modes like Search and Destroy, Zone Wars, or like the new really fun Payload game mode. Number 3, Life Run. On the topic of creative-based LTMs, a leaked mode called Life Run was made in collaboration with the Red Cross. It let you play as a medic where you had to go around saving lives of people in different types of missions. I'm not even kidding, you were even able to play this for a tiny amount of time at PAX South earlier this year, although we actually never saw it get added to the game. I'm seriously just waiting for the day Epic lets us play this cool LTM, but what's even cooler is they actually made a trailer for the LTM. Roll it.
Let's go boom.
Number 2, the Gold Umbrella. The infamous Golden Umbrella. This thing has been in the files since, well, it feels like forever. People have been speculating and wanting this thing to come to Battle Royale since pretty much the dawn of time, and we've spotted it being used by pro players during big tournaments, so it'd be nice to actually have it in Season 3. Honestly, at this point, it kinda just seems like a waiting game, and Season 2 really teased us with a half golden umbrella, so I don't know. If you think about it, with the new Foley glider customization we'll be getting in Season 3, we might finally see it as like a maxed out version, kinda like Golden Peely. Putting it into perspective, we already have a water victory umbrella, so any guesses for Season 3's Victory Royale glider? Comment section, people! And finally, taking our number 1 spot, we close it off with the charred shotgun, a leaked weapon that we've been talking about for the last few weeks. You can spot an unreleased shotgun on the walls in the Battle Pass agent's room, and Fortnite has teased this gun multiple times in the past. Now, with a charred shotgun being literally found in the files, we're gonna assume this is it. If not, then it looks like we're getting another fancy shotgun in the coming weeks. But hey, this has been Normal American Tommy. Keep it here on Top 5 Gaming.